Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining me tonight. It's a gorgeous evening here in Michigan. I'm excited to talk to you tonight, about this awesome business opportunity that we all have. And if you're listening to this, maybe you are trying to grow your business in the holistic health area. Maybe you want to start something, but you don't know where to start. And I'm going to be sharing the 3 steps that I have found and I've used to overcome obstacles and create a successful business. And as I start just telling you a little bit about myself, I want to, before I get into that, I want to share a very powerful quote from Viktor Frankl in his book, Man's Search for Meaning. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. So keeping that in mind, and this kind of shift in perspective was really powerful for me. I felt in some ways that I couldn't change a situation. I had started businesses and they weren't successful. And when I finally implemented these 3 steps, and they're actually coaching tools, these 3 steps, I changed myself and I changed how I approached business and how I approached what I wanted to do in this world. So with that in mind, let's just dive right in. A little bit about myself is I have a private practice in speech therapy and in health and life coaching. So half and half. As I mentioned before, I've had many business building attempts. I've learned from each one, but it's really when I applied this 3-step process and this approach that I was able to quit my job at a clinic, at the hospital clinic, and go full time and have a very successful business. Not only is it successful, but I have the freedom to finally take Fridays off and spend it visiting my family and friends. I have time for more self-care, although I did prioritize that. And that's one thing when I work with other coaches and other body workers, yoga instructors, anyone in the holistic health area. One group that I do work with, these are business owners who want to balance their business and their life. Now, there's not a complete balance in both, but what we can do is we can prioritize our self-care while we're still building a business and creating a successful business. But back to the topic today. As a business owner, especially in the holistic health area, some of the results I'm sure that you would want, and these are results that I wanted to improve my productivity. I wanted to increase my income. Maybe you want to be more consistent. You want to feel confident in managing your business. You want to create a plan for a successful business. You want to set and achieve goals. You want to manage your time better. You want to confidently communicate with clients. You want to manage the obstacles that always seem to arise. You want to create that work-life balance and be an innovator in the holistic health space. So as you're thinking of this, most people will identify, well, this is the result I want. So what actions should I take in order to reach these results? And yes, action is important. But with coaching and with the approach I'm going to be explaining tonight, we're going to take a backdoor approach. And this is what I will be sharing about today. This approach will change how you think about yourself as a business owner, how you think about what services you offer, and how you think about your potential clients. So let's get right into it. As you are looking at your business, what are some obstacles and roadblocks that come up? Well, a few that I've identified, and I've experienced them myself. No one is buying, no one seems interested. There's life obstacles, there's health obstacles in yourself, health obstacles for yourself or for your family members, time obstacles, money obstacles, and just how do I accomplish what I want to obstacles. And how do you feel when you encounter these obstacles? Many of us feel doubt, frustration, rejected, insecure, discouraged, embarrassed, critical, irritated, sad. And when you start feeling that way, what actions do you take as a result of these obstacles? Well, you quit and you hide, you dim your voice and presence, you don't follow through. You take another certification or another class, you give away your services, you're not consistent. Now, all of these I've experienced myself. I know that firsthand. This is really coming from my experiences in the past. I do want you to know that nothing has gone wrong if you feel this way. If you experience these obstacles, if you feel this way, if you've done these actions of hiding and dimming your voice, this is all normal. You've done nothing wrong. You're just learning how to build the business. And what I have known and what I've experienced is when you can overcome these obstacles and become consistent, that's when you achieve a successful business. When you can keep coming back to your business day upon day and create something valuable for yourself and for your clients. All right, so the 3 steps to overcoming these obstacles and limiting beliefs is through what I call the Elevate Triad. And the Elevate Triad includes elevating your self-concept, elevating your services that you offer, elevating your potential clients. And we're going to talk about each one. I do hope that you have a pen handy. You can definitely jot down, take notes. That is one way to really absorb a lot of the information, is taking notes. So what is elevate your self-concept? What is the definition of self-concept? The definition is the image we have of ourselves. It's the idea of ourself constructed by beliefs of ourself and the response of others to us. It's a collection of belief around us, around oneself. So those were, I didn't come up with those. They're all definitions from the online dictionary. Currently, your self-concept as a business owner, when you're starting something new, you could think of yourself like these phrases. I'm so unorganized. No one's interested. It's so competitive. I don't know what I'm doing. No one is listening to my message. This is too hard. This is too complicated. I don't know where to start. I worry what other people will say. I can't make money. I'm not good with money. I'm always late. I'm always working. I don't feel confident. I feel undervalued, and overwhelmed. You feel stressed and trapped, insecure, frustrated. See, all of these emotions, all of these negative emotions, they're not bad, but it's important to identify that if you are feeling stressed, trapped, insecure, rejected, frustrated, exhausted, insignificant, overwhelmed, undervalued, not confident, And you're thinking those thoughts that I had mentioned before. What does this make us do? Well, it makes us hide. We don't want to share. We don't believe that we're business owners. So changing our self-concept is the key. I remember when I would before walking into the hospital clinic, I would spend time thinking about how I would feel if I was at home in my home office with a day full of seeing my own patients and my own coaching clients, how I would feel. And that feeling, I created my own business self-concept. I thought, well, what could I do today that would help my business? Could I reach out? Could I create a post? Could I create something that would be enticing for and of value? So when I started to change and create a business self-concept, that's when things changed. I lived into my future self at that point. And I want it to be faster for you. For me, it took a while because I was still learning how to do this. And as a coach, I'm able to coach my clients on achieving things a lot faster because I've gone through the messy middle, and it still will be challenging for people, but you can do it a lot faster. And when I help people and when I coach with people, I really show them the benefit of working on this, elevating their own self-concept. So here are some questions that you can ask yourself. Who is your future self, your future business self who has the goal that you've established and set? What is that person, future self, doing? What are you saying? Who are you talking to? What are you wearing? Are you hosting workshops, webinars, speaking online, speaking and coaching one-on-one? What routines and systems does your future self have in place? How does she run her business? How does she treat her time? How is her time management? That was something for me, is to be more on time. I created better systems and routines for myself. So creating now the new self-concept as a business owner, we can identify that you want to be organized, confident, bold, smart, optimistic, inspiring, independent, an innovator, powerful, adventurous, valued, self-assured. These are just some key emotions of how you can start feeling in this as you create your new business self-concept. So instead of feeling unorganized, start saying to yourself, I'm organized. I know what I'll say to a potential client. I am adventurous in trying new formats of reaching out to clients. So when you start acting and thinking, when you start thinking in this new self-concept, you start taking action. The possibilities are there. That is the elevate your self-concept. Now let's move on to elevating your offer or your services, what you sell. Think about what you offer. What service do you provide? What is the value for your ideal client? And now think about what are your beliefs about the offer, and be really realistic. I had this thought for a while. It's hard to sell. I don't think someone's going to buy. No one's interested. You could be thinking this, it's too expensive. Now just think about your offer. Think about your service. Now we really want to hone in on that. I shouldn't charge for this. Maybe you're thinking that, like, oh, I, I shouldn't charge for this. This is like, it's not right to charge for this. Well, no, if you've done the studies and if you've created something that you feel is valuable and can be very valuable for other people, you can sell it. You may have confusion about the price or the duration or the quality. You may say it's hard to sell. So when we think about our services and our offers that way, of course, we don't want to talk about our services. Instead, we want to shift and let's think about what we love about the services that you offer. So I want you to list them out. I'll give you a few ideas. We can shift now to the new beliefs about your offer. This is amazing. My clients will love this. This helps solve their problem, and then you can put in their problem, whatever it is that they need to solve. This is so valuable. People want this. This offer is in demand. So you see how there's that energy shift when you start talking about your offer and your services, then you have a improved, more positive emotion that you feel confident, you feel excited, you feel inspired to share your offer. And then your brain starts to buy into that belief and says, okay, well, if you believe that, then why don't you go and set up a webinar? And why don't you start in a workshop? And why don't you reach out to that one person who expressed interest you met at the coffee shop? So when we can start thinking about our offer and our services this way, we can we'll see how we can talk about the service and we can create something really valuable for our clients. So start thinking about what would be really beneficial for your client. Is it, like I said, a free workshop, a PDF, a checklist of certain top ideas that you have? So start thinking about what would be valuable for your client from that perspective and that emotion of a more positive view of what you offer. All right, now we're into the third and final step, which is elevate your potential client. Now think about your client. If you haven't, spend some time thinking about who is your ideal client, their age, a range, their interests, their work, their hobbies. Now, right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you with this potential client to purchase or use your service? Right now, how confident are you of them to make that decision? Now, if it's under an 8 or a 9, so if you said, well, I'm like 50% or 5 out of 10, I give it a 5. I'm confident, a 5, that they would actually take what I offer. We want to bump that up to an 8, a 9, a 10 even. And how do we do that? Well, it's not telling them you should, where that's what we're tempted to do because we want to go to the action. Instead, let's go to how you're thinking about your potential client. First, let's just brainstorm some beliefs, current beliefs. If you have a 5 out of 10 that you are ranking your client on your confidence of them to purchase what you have, you could think they're not ready to do the work. They're not just ready in general, they're just not ready. They think it's too hard. They think it's too complicated. They're nervous or afraid or not confident that they'll get results with you? They've failed so many times before. Why do you think that they will be successful with you? They won't pay for the service that I offer. They're too busy. So these are just some of the beliefs. What is something that pops up for you? And write that down. What's a current belief you have of a client, a potential client? So now what we want to shift, and what would we need to believe about your client to rate a 10, to bring it from a 5 to a 10? So really think about it. You can even close your eyes and really think about, how do you need to think about your potential client? Here are some suggestions. They can do it. I can show them what they are missing. I believe in them. They are important. They are valuable. They see the value in what I offer. Those are very empowering statements and beliefs about your potential client. And when you start to think that, imagine what kind of action do you want to take? If you're thinking, I believe in them, they can do it, you'll start thinking of an action, something that will possibly a different way to write a post, maybe a different way to write an email. Maybe you'll be inspired to come up with a different type of offer and service that will be just so enticing for them, because you've thought about your client and what they need, and you know that they're ready. They're ready for what you have to offer. You have unique and sacred gifts to offer to the world. And as someone who is in the holistic health atmosphere and in that environment, we're very empathetic and we're very compassionate. And that doesn't always lead to having a business self-concept, but I'm here to suggest and to show you that you can create your own business self-concept that still keeps the integrity of yourself. You'll still be the empathetic and compassionate healthcare provider, but you'll also elevate your business self-concept. You'll elevate your concept and belief of the services you offer, and you'll elevate how you think about your potential clients. And when you start to do that every day, and it will be this conscious choice of where, if you feel like you're getting stuck again, start to go back to, well, where is it that I don't have the belief? Do I not have the belief in myself, in my offer and services, or is it in my potential client? For a while there, for me, it was in my offer, and then it was in my potential clients. And then it was in first off, it was me as a business owner. So you may experience this over and over again as you create a successful business, and then you create new goals for yourself. So now you have to push yourself even more. You create a new self-concept, and you have to think about this new offer, and you think about your other potential clients. So you continually are working on these 3 steps. That's why they're actually not, they're action steps, but they're more belief steps in a business approach. And when you can approach your business this way, you can really change your success and change how people see your business and how successful you will be. I want to leave you with a bonus of the 4, I call them the 4 C's, the commitment cycle. and or the 4 C's. It's the 4C cycle. You want to have clarity. So when you're starting something new, you want to have clarity on your end result, on the goal that you want to achieve. Number 2, the second C is commitment. You want to have this commitment. And why do you want to have this commitment? You also want to have consistency. Consistency is the third one. And the fourth is celebration. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Celebrate as much as you can and enjoy the path and the journey in this business endeavor that you are starting. If you would like to get some more information about coaching with me, in the email, I'll put in of course, you'll have my email, heatherkolwichwellness.com@gmail.com, or you can also set up a discovery coaching call and we can talk about what you want to achieve in your coaching career, and not just your coaching, but in your business career, and where the obstacles are happening, and where I can see and show you how coaching can help you uncover that and create a successful business. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great evening, everyone.